Welcome back to DMV Sports Zone.
Chased down by Beal in the corner for three, gets fouled and hits.
Welcome to DC.
Walker tied him out.
You know where you're at, the USA Cup. You're taking it slightly, I'm taking it slightly. Now how you gon' act, but we gon' be right back. Well, we gon' be right here, we gon' be right here. We ain't going nowhere. Welcome to DC.
What's good, everyone? It's your boy Natsu with another video for the channel. Welcome back to DMV Sports Zone. I know, guys, it's been a difficult week in the DMV when it comes to DMV sports, particularly for fans of this Washington football team, right? It started off with all the emails, a lot of the emails being leaked from the Washington football team investigation. Bruce Allen, of course, was at the center of all that. Then you also had the Sean Taylor jersey retirement announcement, right? That was supposed to be the high of the week, but it was announced 3 days before the game against the Kansas City Chiefs. I get it. It's been a terrible week. Really, it's been a terrible time to be a fan of the Washington football team. The team botched the jersey retirement announcement, something that we at least thought, right? A lot of us thought that wasn't going to happen, right? Especially with the love that Dan Snyder has for Sean Taylor. I mean, I feel like he's the most beloved player arguably in franchise history, right? Just with the way things turned out and all that. Snyder's still the owner of the team. Yes, we can't really change much about that. The terrible workplace culture is being revealed with each passing story. The team is 2-3, right? It's not even like we're winning on the field. We're 2-3. Our defense has been atrocious. The team is abysmal. The organization is abysmal. But when I see Sean Taylor's family on Sunday before that game, his dad, his daughter, who was only 1 year old when he was tragically murdered and is now a full-on 15-year-old teenager. His longtime girlfriend, who's had to stay strong for all these years. The alums that shed their blood, sweat, and tears alongside Sean, for Sean, and from Sean. Only one thing will matter. One thing will matter. Sean Taylor will be the third player in Washington franchise history to have his jersey retired, behind only Bobby Mitchell and Sammy Baugh, guys. And you'll also have a road leading into the stadium named after him. This moment is bigger than this week, than what's gone on, than even this franchise. And you know what? It's about damn time. I became a Redskins fan, an NFL fan in 2007 season, so I never really got to see Sean Taylor live, right? And I know a lot of young fans out there who might be watching this had the same or similar experience, right? So I didn't really have too much recollection of Sean Taylor. I was alive at that point. I was alive, but I didn't really start watching football. But I think it's telling that younger fans adore this man to this day for mere YouTube highlights and stories passed on, documentaries from NFL Network, ESPN, so on and so forth. We feel as if he's a part of us. And a lot of us didn't even watch him live. I know a lot of people out there who are watching this did watch him live. They're older fans, but a lot of us did not as well. I was given the option a couple of days ago to come up with a top 10 rankings list of my favorite Washington football team, Washington franchise players of all time. And Sean Taylor was at the top of the list. I didn't watch one moment of him live. But again, I think it says something that so many fans adore him, even those who do not watch him. And I think at this moment, we can't forget this. We can't forget this. We got to unite, man, as a fan base, at least this weekend, right? Even with everything that's gone on this past week, by the time you guys see this, will be Saturday. The next day will be Sunday, and we'll have the ceremony. I know the organization continues to make it tough for us to celebrate the man that is Sean Taylor, but we have to do it. We have to do it. He was drafted number 5 overall in the 2004 NFL draft. He had all the expectations in the world on him. He was a highly touted safety prospect. He was the generational talent before Chase Young was named the generational talent here in DC. And he was known as an elite NFL prospect among an assortment of elite NFL prospects, right, from the University of Miami. At that time, University of Miami was pumping out NFL draft prospects, elite prospects, like Tom Brady pumps out wins to this day, guys. Like, he was the best of the best. The Washington football team, formerly known as the Washington Redskins, drafted him. This was the 6th year in the Dan Snyder era, and what would ultimately end up being the demise of this franchise as we know it. But Sean was the shining light. Guys, like, I'm 21 years old, and I'm talking as if I saw this man's play for those years. This is very telling. He poured his heart out onto the field. Yes, he had 12 picks, he had 43 pass deflections, 8 forced fumbles, 300 plus combined tackles. All that is great. But he was a hard-hitting safety, a relentless safety. We saw that tackle, that hit that he made during the Pro Bowl on that punter, that poor punter. He was an elite player. He He was growing as a person, which I think is even more important. And then, of course, tragedy struck. We all know the story. 2007, November 2007, was gunned down in his own home, botched robbery. He was protecting his family, which I think still a lot of fans forget. He was protecting his family at his home while that all happened. And yeah, 14 years later, there are still players to this day in the NFL trying to emulate them. There's young kids. I was one of those young kids playing backyard football, Pop Warner football. I know a lot of young kids out there who are still playing football that try to emulate Sean Taylor, right? Who play safety, play in the secondary, and try to emulate Sean Taylor. His impact is more than numbers. His impact is more than even the highlights. And I think, again, this organization makes it hard. This organization makes it hard every single day to be a fan of them, right? But through this an abomination of a week, let's stick together, guys, for this weekend. Let's honor Sean Taylor. Let's honor his family. Let's do what's right. And let's unite as a DMV region around Sean Taylor once more. As we see the 21 flags waving in the stadium and see Sean officially etched into Washington football lore forever, let's remember what this weekend is for. Heck, we might get blown out by the Kansas City Chiefs. We might. Might be a terrible game. It might be a close game, but more likely than not, it might be a terrible game. But when I come back here in that post-game reaction, I'm going to talk about Sean Taylor. I'm going to talk about what we saw, and we're going to have a good time. Because as a young fan, many of the young fans watching this, there are very few moments when we can look at this team and just gleam with pride. And having Sean Taylor play for this franchise is one of those things. And getting to see his jersey retirement ceremony is another of those things. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the DMV Sports Zone channel. We try to post fire content on here as much as possible. But yeah, guys, let's unite, man. I was originally going to make a whole different video about a whole different topic that would probably been divisive, but I did not want to do this. It's late on a Friday night, and there's only one player really that I can make this video for, and that's Sean Taylor. With that being said, peace out, guys.